Coop, I know offensive linemen usually don't react to awards a whole lot in recognition, but you're Remington finalist, first one in school history. What was your reaction to that?
I was super happy, just kind of getting a little bit of respect, I feel like, for what I've, done this year and probably what I've, put together in the last few years. So just happy that I'm people are taking notice of it like anybody would be, I think.
Cooper, obviously, stats don't always say everything, but Ohio State is number one nationally in total defense and scoring defense. So the numbers look good. When you watch them on film, what do you see?
I see what lines up with the numbers. They're a really solid defense, really good defense. One of the best defenses in the country for sure, statistically, but on tape you can see it as well. Really talented bunch of guys that, play within the scheme really well, but also have great talent as well to put with that.
Cooper, what does it mean to be playing meaningful football in December at Tennessee? What does it mean to you?
It means that we've done our job and gotten this place back to where it needs to be and where it's supposed to be. We're right here in the thick of things, going into December, going into the playoff, and that's kind of all you can ask for at this point in the season.
Coop, Coach Heupel has talked about you guys had to believe in promises when you guys were being recruited. This wasn't built yet. To now, all these years later, be playing in a playoff game. Like, have you put into perspective the journey that it's taken to get there?
Yeah, it's hard to really encapsulate kind of everything that's gone on over these last few years. I wasn't a guy that was recruited. I got a different path into playing for these guys, but staying here and kind of seeing how everything's unfolded, how this staff treats their players and handles their players, and how it plays into the on-field side of it too. Really kind of remarkable what's been going on over here in the last few years.
What did make you buy into Josh Heupel and his staff when he took over 4 years ago?
Man, I'm not really sure if there was anything that spurred me on. I think I just kind of give everybody a certain level of trust and kind of give everybody a fair chance when I meet him. And he was no exception, but he's a guy that has proved time and time again, who he is every day, day in, day out. He's a guy that's consistent. So anybody that's consistent, I can get behind that.
Cooper, I think we've asked you about Dylan a bunch throughout the season, but as you've had some time since the last game to maybe, reflect on the season or anything, how impressive is the season he's had, all the records he's set, the awards he's up for? What's been the most remarkable part about what he's done this season in your estimation?
I think, for maybe not statistically for me, but just seeing kind of, over the last few years since Dylan first got here, seeing, the player and the guy that he's become, over these last few years has been the best part to me. Just the guy that kind of comes in here and does everything the right way and the best way that he can, and, it's translated to all those results you see now. But that's a result of all the work that he's put in, the guy he is off the field, for sure.
You mentioned nice to get some respect with the Remington Award finalist deal. You play a thankless position. What are you most proud of what you've gotten done this year? What stands out to you that maybe none of the rest of us have any idea about that you're really proud of accomplishing on the field?
Oh, man. I'd probably just say overall consistency kind of in just throughout the whole season. I think I've had, good, solid performances every single week where I've gotten better each week. And I think, I haven't really had weeks where I've, stooped down very much. So I would say just being dependable, health was a big part of that. Obviously, I've been really blessed, all year that I've been taken care of. But, yeah, just overall consistency would be my proudest point.
The perspective of like a kind of win advance, lose, you go home kind of thing, that tournament style type of play you've obviously not been a part of. Does that change maybe the mindset heading into practice, knowing that it is like win in advance? It's not just your typical bowl game that you get ready for in December. How does maybe that sharpen your focus, knowing what's at stake?
Theoretically, it shouldn't, change much. I guess, when you speak in football terms, I guess every week should kind of be your championship mindset. But, I guess it puts things in perspective a lot more, where you can kind of step back and see the whole thing kind of playing out. Whereas during the season, you're so focused on just one week right ahead of you, and you don't really see any much farther than that. So it's been nice to, kind of actually see everything fall into place the way it has.
I know you and Cade have your own seasons going on. I'm sure you guys still talk, but what's it been like for you, or what's it been like that he's now a starting center in the NFL? Has he been coming to you for some information since that's been your position, and he was the guard and tackle, and now he's playing center? What's that been like for you guys?
We really don't talk about football very much, to be honest. Even though I maybe have played a little bit longer, he probably still knows a little bit more than me. So he's doing really well. Played some really rough defenses. I mean, like some of the best defensive lines in the league week in and week out, and he's had like 5 or 6 weeks in a row, and he's done really good. So I'm super proud of him. Just really cool to watch.
I know a lot of your interactions with him are playing some video games. So what is there a lot of smack talk in these video games? And then two, flip it to the other side, getting to go home on Sundays and hang out with camp and be a big brother. What's that been like the last little stretch here as you wrap up?
For with Cade, no, we're usually playing together, so we're on the same team. So much doesn't come between us. But just really cool to just with both my brothers, like really the main thing in my life, like his family, and seeing my relationship grow with both of them has been really cool. And my little brother, just seeing him grow in general, not just in our relationship, but just in general, seeing him as a person grow has been really, really cool. It's what I stayed here for, So really happy I got to see everything.
I guess from conversations from your older brother and your younger brother, I know you say you don't talk about football very much, but have there been conversations following the clinching of a playoff game for the college football playoffs?
With them, no, not well. Honestly, my little brother probably talks about it more than all of us. After every game, he gives me like a rundown, or I guess now that the season's over, he doesn't. But during the season, he was kind of giving me a rundown every game of, how games have played out, where we were at in the playoff and everything. And, just seeing how much he cares about it and he's excited, it kind of gives you a glimpse into, how much our fan base really cares. I appreciate y'all.